So Borderlands 3 has been out for just over a week now, and in that time frame I've managed to complete the game on normal using Mose or the Gunner, one of the Vault Hunters in game. I've managed to re-complete the game on True Vault Hunter with my Mose character. I've hit level 50 and I've been grinding and grinding endgame bosses for hundreds upon hundreds of legendaries. I mean, my cash in game is at like 20 million on Mose at this point. So today I thought I'd make a video showing off to you guys the top 5, or my favourite top 5 legendary guns that I have currently found while playing through Borderlands 3 twice, almost 3 times. I say favourite because they're probably not the best guns in the game. Some of them are pretty damn dope and really good, but they're probably still not the best. But they're my personal favourites that I've found while playing Borderlands 3. And if you don't know and you haven't played Borderlands, there are millions upon millions of guns in game. Some of them are kind of similar, some of them are literally the same, just they have different stat factors, like some do 50% extra damage, some do 75% critical, some have more bullets in the mag, some have different effects, they change element types. There's all sorts of factors with guns that come in this game. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, then make sure to hit the subscribe button just below and turn on the post notifications bell, not only to support me, but so that you never ever miss a video from me. Hit the like button to let me know that you enjoyed today's video, and comment telling me whether you are enjoying Borderlands 3, what legendary weapons you're using, and if you know any that are even better than the ones that I've listed in today's video. If you guys want another video like this, then let me know in the comments also, because I have found so many goddamn legendaries since these legendaries that I am in love with, that I could make another 2 or 3 of these so easily. So without further ado, let's get talking about my top 5 legendaries currently in Borderlands 3. So the first gun that I have on today's list for you guys is in fact the Butcher shotgun, and honestly guys, this gun is incredible. It outputs a ridiculous amount of damage, it fires almost forever it feels like, and it never ever leaves my inventory. It is always on my character or characters if I have it on other characters, because I've actually dropped a few of these. But the Butcher actually has the item effects that cause it to fire even faster than normal shotguns, and it also regenerates ammo as it shoots. So whereas the gun has 10 to 13 bullets or whatever yours is dropped at, it actually can shoot out probably about 50, 60, maybe even 70 bullets before you even have to reload it, which is just mental, you know. Shotguns do not have and should not have this sort of power. I mean, if you watch this gameplay here, I can just walk through areas and just blitz enemies, and this is on True Vault Hunter as well, in a matter of seconds, if seconds. The Butcher is so powerful. It is one of probably the best guns in game. I know I said that some of the guns aren't the best, but the Butcher probably is one of the best guns in game. And I've just not found a shotgun in Borderlands 3 that compares to it, and for that reason it is one of my favourite guns that I have found so far in my Borderlands 3 playthroughs. Okay, so my second gun on this list is actually from my favourite manufacturer in this game, the Jacobs gun brand. And if you don't play Borderlands, then you don't know how these pistols go, but the Jacobs guns in Borderlands fire as fast as you can pull the trigger, and I mean they fire fast. I love Jacobs, and if you don't like Jacobs, then you are wrong and I am sorry. But this gun, the Dastly Maggie, hits on another level. The Dastly Maggie's special item effect means that it shoots 6 shots per shot you take. I mean, it shoots 6 bullets when you shoot a single bullet out of your mag. That is just ridiculous. And these bullets get increased critical hit damage. This pistol is ridiculous. It is powerful, it shoots fast, it does everything you want from like a sub, an AR, but it's a pistol. And usually Jacobs pistols don't have that big a magazine size either, but the Dastly Maggie makes up for that with 9 bullets in a magazine. This gun is incredible. Watch the gameplay here. Just look. This is True Vault Hunter, and I am just walking through destroying enemies so quickly. It is unreal. I know a lot of people opt for the Flood pistol as well, which is also from Jacobs, which is also a very good gun, and it fires even faster than the Maggie does. You just press the trigger and it just goes. But the Dastly Maggie, with its 6 shots, hits on another level. It shoots quick, it reloads quick, it has a higher magazine than most of the Jacobs pistols. It outputs a ton of damage, especially if you're hitting enemies critical hit spots, and the Dastly Maggie is just one of my favourite guns in the game also. It's another one that isn't leaving my class setup anytime soon, and I just want to get a mayhem effect on it that goes with my class just to make it that little extra bit better. I know there's other Jacobs pistols, as I've said, like the Flood and a couple other legendary ones that I've actually come across, and they're good, but to me they just don't hit as hard as the Dastly Maggie. So for the third gun on today's list, there are a lot of assault rifles in Borderlands 3. I've had blues, purples, and a lot of legendary ones, all of different variations, different brands, all sorts shoot in different ways, but the Ogre is the one that has stood out to me the most. by God, once this thing spins up and starts shooting, it is just ridiculous. So I've actually been lucky enough to get hold of 2 versions of the Ogre. The Ogre on screen consumes 2 bullets per shot, and I'm pretty sure that means that it fires twice, and the other Ogre that I've managed to get hold of last night consumes 1 ammo per shot. I'm not sure which one's better yet, I'm in the middle of testing that out, and when I find out, I'll probably let you know, but let's continue on with the gun itself. So as I just stated, the Ogre takes a second or two to actually spin up and get firing, but once this beast starts slinging its magazine size of 70, I mean, the damage just flows. This is on normal, mayhem free, and just look at it completely destroy my enemies. It fires mini rockets, for God's sake, guys. I've not found an assault rifle like it, and I have used a lot of legendary assault rifles in this game. The Ogre doesn't just stand out because of its heavy fire rate once it gets going and its high magazine size, but the splash damage it deals as well. I mean, mine has plus 150 splash damage, both of them do. I don't know if that's a stat it can lack, I really hope not, because it would kind of desecrate the gun a bit, but that alone, plus the amount of damage it actually does, just makes the Ogre entirely ruthless. I love it. I really hope you guys get hold of one and get to use it yourself, so that you can actually see how good this assault rifle actually is. So the 4th weapon that I have on this list for you guys today is actually another shotgun, and it's a gun that I've come to absolutely love, and it's just ridiculous and just stupid, but it's just so funny, and it is incredibly powerful, and it is the Flaca shotgun. I was actually lucky enough to get the Flaca on my first playthrough of Borderlands 3 itself from one of the mini bosses throughout the game, probably about Pandora-ish, midway through the game, and from there most of the enemies and bosses just collapsed at my feet. They just disintegrated, turned to ash. The Flaca just rode me out, it literally carried me. So at first glance, the Flaca doesn't look great, you know, it's got a 10 to 16 mag, possibly higher, possibly lower. It consumes 5 ammo per shot, but once you actually fire this thing, you're going to understand why it consumes so much ammo. The Flaca doesn't function like a normal shotgun. When you shoot it, no pellets come out. Instead, an array of fireworks and explosions are just left in the path that you fired it in. It can be a challenging weapon to use because you need to get the distance right, and you kind of need to predict where your enemy's going, but with some of the bosses in the game and how they just kind of stand in one place at the beginning, the Flaca just completely tears them apart. I mean, we fought Kawagakabu, I probably just slewed that name entirely, but we fought him on our second playthrough, and me and my friend Richie both had the Flaca. He'd just dropped it before the boss fight, and we killed the bull in about 4 seconds. It was incredible, we were in stitches, and it just truly showed how powerful and amazing that this weapon is. If you find a Flaca, pick it up, stick it in your inventory. You're probably not going to have it on all the time because it does splash damage and it can kill you, but for those boss fights and for groups of enemies and enemies behind cover and such, the Flaca is the go-to. Its damage output is disgusting, and it's just a ridiculous weapon that you just wouldn't see anywhere else besides Borderlands, and for that reason, it's one of my top 5 favourite weapons. And finally, my last weapon on this list today is none other than the Queen's Call. There is another variant called the King's Call, but I've only managed to get hold of the Queen's Call as of current in Borderlands 3, so we're going to be talking about this variant today. Now, this weapon is a weapon I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you have heard about recently, and it's also a weapon that you can't get hold of until the very end of the game itself. So a lot of you guys who are still playing through Borderlands 3 and haven't actually finished the main campaign yet might not even know that this gun exists yet, and definitely haven't got hold of it, as it's a unique legendary that's dropped from the final boss in the game, Tyreen the Destroyer. Okay, so from the get-go, the Queen's Call doesn't look great. I understand entirely. I picked it up and I thought, well, this is garbage, you know? It only has a magazine size of 6, at least mine does anyway. My friend dropped one with 7 yesterday, so it can go up, maybe it can go down. I don't entirely know, but for a gun that shoots 3 bullets every time you pull the trigger, you're only actually getting 2 or 3 shots out of this pistol, which just isn't really ideal and will make you turn away from it instantly. But the real power of the Queen's Call is in the weapon's effect itself. The Queen's Call gets 3 bullets back every time that you hit a critical hit. So essentially, if you continuously hit critical hits one after one after one after one, you have a never-ending magazine, and as soon as you hit a critical hit, you get to ricochet 3 bullets into the nearest enemy, or untold in the effect, into the enemy itself, which is just disgusting. The gameplay in the background currently is me and my friend Ben using the Queen's Call on our second playthrough on True Vault Hunter once we got to Grave Ward in that section of the story, and just watch the gameplay. The gameplay just speaks for itself. So in about just over 10 seconds, with me and Ben both using just the Queen's Call, no other weapons, no skills, no grenades, and just shooting Graveward in his crit spot, me and Ben managed to deplete just about a third, if not over a third, of his actual health bar. That is damage that only a very small amount of guns that are currently in Borderlands 3, that I'm aware of, YouTubers are aware of, and other players are aware of, are actually capable of replicating. The Queen's Call is a small pistol with essentially 2 shots in it, but in the right situation it can be an absolute melter. It's a very situational weapon. I don't think you'll have the Queen's Call on a lot of the time, but in those situations where you can land critical hits with ease on big bosses or bigger enemies themselves, the Queen's Call is a go-to, and the damage is just disgusting. And that's it. That's my current list of my top 5 legendary weapons, or favourite legendary weapons, that I have found in Borderlands 3, subject to change because there are so many goddamn guns in this game that I'm going to be finding them for the next 20 years. But yeah guys, thank you for watching if you've watched this far. If you guys want another video like this detailing other legendary guns that I've actually found on my playthroughs of Borderlands 3, then hit the like button down below and also leave me a comment down below as well. If you guys aren't already subscribed to the channel and want to see more, then make sure you hit subscribe and make sure you turn your post notifications on, not only to support me and the channel itself, but also so that you never ever miss a video. If you guys want to follow me on my social medias, then on Twitter and Instagram you'll find me at Zephr Playing, and if you guys want to follow me on Twitch for as and when I do live stream, then you'll also find me on Twitch at Zephr Playing also. And finally, if you guys want any thumbstick grips for your PlayStation 4 controller, Xbox controller, even your Nintendo Switch controllers, or you just want some cool skins to actually stick on your controllers, or even if you guys are feeling some new clothing like apparel, jumpers, t-shirts, etc, then go over to fadegrips.store. They're my sponsor. Use my code Zephr20 on their website when you're checking out and you'll get 20% off your order on there as well. So for now guys, I've been Scott or Zephr. I really hope you've enjoyed today's video. I also really hope that you've had a good day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.